Welcome to the Courtroom Chronicles. This channel is dedicated to educational content based on real-life cases and true events. This content shared here is drawn directly from the actual case file, and no names, places, or items have been changed. However, the content has been carefully summarized and presented for educational purposes in a comprehension format to inform, enlighten, and spark meaningful discussions. Whether you're here to learn, reflect, or simply understand the real-world scenarios better, you're in the right place. We believe in the power of truthful storytelling to educate and inspire. Disclaimer: while all stories are based on real cases, they are presented in a condensed and structured format for clarity and learning. Viewer discretion is advised where necessary. This case is cited from the Nigerian High Court online file, which is public record. This is a case between Bayo Mathew v. Nigeria Police Force and 3 others. High Court of the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. Date of judgment, 19th February 2021. Presiding Judge, Hon. Justice Ogbonnaya. Background: Bayo Mathew, the applicant, filed a fundamental rights enforcement suit against the Nigeria Police Force, Inspector Opanachi Abudu, the Divisional Police Officer DPO of Buari Division, and the Commissioner of Police FCT Command, the respondents. The basis of the suit was the applicant's arrest, detention, and continued harassment in relation to an alleged crime involving his adult son, Daniel Mathew, who was accused of homicide and was at large. Relief sought. The applicant requested declarations that his arrest and detention without charge violated his constitutional rights. His torture, harassment, and compelled undertaking to produce Daniel were unlawful. He should not be held responsible for producing Daniel, whom he never stood surety for. The police had no power to detain him in lieu of Daniel. His right to fair hearing and liberty was breached. General damages of $15 million and a public apology. Key legal issues raised: whether the applicant's arrest, detention, and treatment violated Sections 34, 35, and 36 of the 1999 Constitution of Nigeria and Articles 5, 6 of the African Charter on Human and People's Rights. Whether the detention of an individual in lieu of a suspect is lawful under Nigerian law, specifically Section 7 of the Administration of Criminal Justice Act 2015. Judgment summary: the respondents did not enter an appearance, file any defense, or challenge the applicant's claims despite being served. The court found that the applicant was detained from June 30th to July 3rd, 2020, more than 48 hours without being charged to court, a clear violation of his constitutional right to personal liberty. The arrest in place of his adult son Daniel and the coercion to produce Daniel under threat also violated Section 7 ACJA 2015 and amounted to psychological and mental torture. The applicant was entitled to constitutional protection from such abuse, and the failure of the respondents to respond to the allegations amounted to an admission. The court granted reliefs 1 to 5, all declarations, ordered the police to cease all forms of harassment, and awarded $150,000 in damages, along with an order for a public apology. Who won and why? Winner: the claimant, applicant, Bayo Mathew. Why the respondents lost: the Nigeria Police Force and its officers failed to respond to or challenge the applicant's claims despite being duly served. The court held that the arrest and detention of Bayo Mathew in place of his adult son was unlawful under both the Constitution and the ACJA 2015. His rights to dignity, liberty, and fair hearing were clearly infringed, especially as he was not charged within 48 hours as constitutionally required. The court emphasized that compelling a person to produce another without legal basis or standing as surety is unjust and unlawful. Torture, intimidation, and continuous harassment added to the severity of the violation. Further analysis and preventive measures, legal and procedural failures. The police clearly breached established legal protocols, including Section 35 of the Constitution and Section 7 of the ACJA, which prohibits arresting a person in place of a suspect. Lack of documentation, legal counsel access, or formal charges against the applicant exposed institutional disregard for due process. How this could have been avoided: police conduct training. Officers must receive better training on constitutional rights and lawful arrest procedures to prevent arbitrary detentions. Strict adherence to ACJ. The Administration of Criminal Justice Act must be strictly enforced, especially provisions like Section 7. Public awareness. Citizens must be educated on their rights and legal recourses under the Fundamental Rights Enforcement Procedure rules. Legal representation at arrest. Arrested individuals should immediately be granted access to legal counsel to prevent coercion or abuse. Administrative oversight. Internal oversight mechanisms within the police force must be strengthened to sanction erring officers and prevent reoccurrence. In sum, this case is a clear judicial reassertion of the protection guaranteed to all Nigerians under the Constitution and a reminder to law enforcement that procedural legality and human dignity are inviolable. Thanks so much for watching, fam. I really appreciate you spending your time with me. If you enjoyed the content, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, drop a comment below, and let me know what you think about the case. I love hearing your thoughts and feedback. And hey, if you felt a connection or learned something new, give this video a like and share it with someone who might enjoy it too. Until next time, stay safe, stay real, and I'll catch you in the next one.